It isn't just video games that draw controversy, it's also the ones who make them. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 video game studio controversies.
Alec, I need to assess the damage. Stop the bleeding.
For this list, we'll be going over some of the most notable controversies that emerged from behind the scenes.
Oh my god.
Number 10. Sega's infighting.
Humankind stands on the edge of the interactive age. You have come a long way.
Sega! This famous opening may be harmonious, but the company that spawned it wasn't always so in sync. Sega's American branch helped push the company to success in the 1990s with the Genesis, which competed with Nintendo during the early part of the decade. However, Sega's Japanese branch resented this success due to the Genesis not selling well on their side of the Pacific. The two Sega headquarters ended up competing with each other, to both of their detriments. This culminated most embarrassingly when Sega of America rolled out the 32X add-on to the Genesis, at the same time Sega of Japan was releasing the Sega Saturn system, leading to a bungled launch for the system in America and a short shelf life for the 32X.
Daytona, USA.
Number 9. The EA Spouse Letter. Development crunch has become a widespread topic within the gaming industry that's garnered recent widespread debate about the necessity of the practice. However, one of the earliest known cases of game crunch came in 2004, when the spouse of one developer working for EA alleged in a LiveJournal post that employees in the company were forced to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, with the occasional Saturday evening off for good behavior. Furthermore, employees were not granted overtime pay that they were eligible to under Californian law. The outrage that snowballed eventually led to a class action lawsuit, where the plaintiffs were awarded nearly $15 million in unpaid overtime.
NHN.
Number 8. Mass Effect Andromeda rushed.
I've got the training, people, the tools. We can do this.
Mass Effect Andromeda was infamous for how much of a buggy and unpolished mess of a game it was. The cause of this mess was a multitude of things behind the scenes at BioWare Montreal. Although development lasted around 5 years, an investigation by Kotaku's Jason Schreier revealed that actual production reportedly only occurred during the 18 months prior to the game's launch. This production crunch, along with issues like infighting, production lead changes, technological limitations with the Frostbite engine, and understaffing, all but sealed Andromeda's fate. Yet, office politics in BioWare did not change, as these issues and more popped up again at BioWare Austin during Anthem's development, once again coming to light from Jason Schreier's investigation.
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
Number 7. Subnautica sound developer fired. Subnautica is an open-world underwater survival game known for its beautiful visuals and atmosphere. Part of that atmosphere is its sound design, which many have praised. Unfortunately, the sound designer for the game, Simon Chilinsky, proved rather controversial. Chilinsky has made several inflammatory statements on various social media platforms regarding gender inequality, transgender issues, colonialism, and other hot-button topics. Although several of these statements seem to be attempts at trolling, the studio was not laughing and fired Chilinsky. This move drew backlash as well, as some saw his firing for expressing political beliefs to be hypocritical. Given the game's director's own outspoken political beliefs, that did not result in any sort of firing.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Number 6. Quantic Dream's harmful workplace.
Go ahead, hit me. What you waiting for? Think you're a man? Act like one. Stop it. What's the matter? Too much of a pussy?
Quantic Dream is a studio behind interactive story games like Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human. However, stories of the interactions within the studio have proven somewhat troubling. A joint investigation by 3 French publications alleged that Quantic Dream cultivated an atmosphere of sexist and racist behavior, as well as subjecting their employees to overwork. Hundreds of shocking photoshopped images apparently created in-house have circulated as well. While Quantic Dream has strenuously denied these allegations and have sued several of the news outlets, at time of writing, one of the employees who left due to the scandal won in court against the company.
Hurry, Connor. There's little time.
Number 5. Claptraps' voice actor.
You can't just shoot the dwarves for their beards, but that sends the hair. Instead, we're going to have to trick them into killing themselves.
The mascot of the Borderlands franchise is the hilarious robot Claptrap. However, part of what made the character so memorable, his voice, did not return for Borderlands 3. David Eddings, the voice actor for Claptrap, has declined to reprise the role due to a personal conflict with Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, the studio that creates the Borderlands games. Eddings alleges that Pitchford assaulted him for refusing to divulge his source when an unknown third party told him that Gearbox was being sold. Eddings also claims that he was underpaid for his work. Whatever the truth is, whoever's at fault is a real meatbag.
Damn it, Jack! How did you know that stairs were my only weakness?
Number 4. Activision Blizzard's mass layoffs despite record profits. Success for a company translates to success for all its employees, in theory. Yet in February 2019, Activision Blizzard announced record sales for the financial quarter during an investor's call. Yet during the same call, they also announced that 800 employees, around 8% of their total workforce, would be laid off. The outrage only gained further fuel when coupled with the fact that just a month prior, the company awarded a $15 million bonus to Dennis Birkin just for accepting the job as the new CFO. This disconnect between executives being enriched and its employees losing their jobs sparked massive backlash and widespread discussion about corporate greed and unionization of the gaming industry. Number 3. Riot Games' sexist workplace. Riot Games creates the massively popular MOBA League of Legends. Unfortunately, it appears as though the studio is just as toxic as their famous game's fanbase. An investigation by Kotaku's Cecilia D'Anastasio uncovered rampant sexism, which led to several suits against the company by employees. After the aforementioned employees were required to waive their right to sue, otherwise known as forced arbitration, by Riot, a walkout of 150 employees was staged as a measure of solidarity and in protest of the perceived lack of progress to fix the issues raised by Kotaku's investigation. Finally, on August 23, 2019, Riot announced that it had settled the lawsuits with the plaintiffs. While the conditions of the settlement weren't disclosed, they did say in a joint statement, quote, "A number of significant changes to the corporate culture have been made," end quote. Number 2, Telltale's abrupt shutdown.
I can't imagine what that must have been like.
It's taken its toll. Been making a lot of mistakes lately.
Telltale Games was a studio known for producing episodic games with a strong narrative focus. Although, like several of the game studios on our list, Telltale has had its issues with sexism and toxicity in the workplace. The story of Telltale's collapse is far more sordid. Aside from mismanagement at the top, Telltale's downfall also came in large part due to the way it relied on investments and recognizable properties, rather than sales and their own original IPs to stay afloat. This approach to finance left the company scrambling when 2 major investors pulled out at the last minute, causing the company to abruptly lay off 250 employees, many without severance pay.
I did what you told me to. I know. You're a good listener. I wanted to show them I was right.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Overzealous Konami.
This just might get us closer to the Walker Gear supplier, Cypher. Good luck, boss.
2015 might be the year that Konami's reputation hit rock bottom, with endless allegations of employee mistreatment emerging that year. Japanese publication Nikkei alleged that employees were forced to work under intense surveillance, public shaming of employees for petty reasons, severely restricted internet access, and many, many more allegations. The most infamous of mistreatment cases, however, was the Metal Gear Solid director Hideo Kojima, whose fallout with the company led to Konami attempting to remove his name from everything he had worked on under them, and barring him from attending the 2015 Game Awards to accept an award for Metal Gear Solid 5.
It's disappointing, and it's inconceivable to me that an artist like Hideo would not be allowed to come here and celebrate with his peers.
While Kojima is now better off, having founded his own studio, gamers still lament that Kojima will no longer be attached to Metal Gear, a series he spearheaded for decades. In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.